Imagine a floating paradise in the middle of the South Pacific. That was the Star Breeze. For its passengers, the cruise promised turquoise lagoons, volcanic islands, and the adventure of French Polynesia. But in 2026, for one 66-year-old American man, that dream ended in mystery when he vanished overnight completely. Luxury cruises are designed to feel safe and self-contained. You unpack once and travel through paradise while the ship becomes your floating city. Restaurants glow with soft light, music drifts across open decks, and passengers relax knowing they are surrounded by comfort and security every moment of the journey aboard. Yet, the ocean holds a strange paradox. A cruise ship is both freedom and isolation. When something goes wrong, help may be hundreds of miles away. For investigators, the vessel becomes a moving crime scene surrounded by endless water and unanswered questions drifting beneath the waves tonight alone at sea. On the 15th of January, 2026, the Star Breeze departed Papeete, Tahiti. The small luxury ship carried just over 300 guests and promised an intimate voyage through the Society, Tuamotu, and Marquesas Islands, where coral lagoons shimmer beneath tropical sunlight, and travelers dreamed of discovery, wonder, adventure, beauty, serenity, together on board. Among the passengers was a six-year-old American traveling with his wife. His identity has not been widely released, but family members described him as excited for the trip and looking forward to exploring the islands, snorkeling lagoons, visiting villages, tasting island food, sharing laughter, and unforgettable memories during their vacation. For several days, everything unfolded exactly as planned. Guests explored beaches, photographed waterfalls, and watched sunsets from private balconies, while the ship glided through calm Pacific waters carrying laughter stories, quiet conversations, and peaceful moments across the decks. Beneath warm island breezes and distant starlit skies of the vast ocean. Then came the night of January 18. As the ship sailed toward the remote Marquesas Islands, something changed. Somewhere in the quiet darkness of the early morning hours, the peaceful voyage turned into tragedy, leaving questions, confusion, fear, and uncertainty drifting through corridors, cabins, and decks, while most passengers slept. Reports from Tahitian media suggested that around 2 a.m., a dispute occurred between the man and his wife. After the argument, the passenger reportedly went overboard into the dark Pacific waters, leaving no witness, no splash, no immediate alarm, and no clear explanation for what truly happened that silent night. The disturbing part is that no alarm sounded at the time. The disappearance was only discovered hours later when he failed to appear, and calls to his cabin went unanswered, raising quiet concern among crew members who began searching hallways, lounges, decks, and restaurants, hoping he was simply somewhere else. Eventually, the truth became unavoidable. The man was not anywhere on the ship. The captain issued the emergency call. Every sailor fears Code Oscar, the signal for a man overboard, instantly transforming the peaceful cruise liner into a desperate search vessel, scanning endless waves for life, hope, survival, or answers. The Star Breeze immediately turned around and retraced its route, while authorities in Tahiti launched a search and rescue mission across the open ocean. Patrol boats, aircraft, and helicopters scanned miles of rolling water looking for any trace of the missing passenger, drifting somewhere between islands, waves, currents, wind, and, despite hours of searching, nothing appeared. No life jacket, no debris, and no sign that anyone had entered the water. The vast Pacific seemed to swallow every clue, leaving rescuers staring across empty blue horizons, wondering where the man had gone and whether he had any chance at survival. After assisting with the search, the Star Breeze eventually continued its voyage. But the mood on board had changed. Paradise now carried a shadow. Passengers whispered about the disappearance, while investigators prepared interviews, sealed the cabin, and began piecing together the final hours of the missing traveler and his mysterious fate. Investigators quickly faced troubling questions. Why was the man not reported missing immediately? How could someone fall overboard unnoticed for hours on a small luxury ship? And why did the vessel lack automatic man-overboard detection technology, capable of raising instant alarms that might have saved precious rescue time that night? Modern detection systems can track a person in the water instantly, but such equipment was not required on this vessel because maritime laws vary depending on the ship's route and registration, leaving dangerous safety gaps that critics say still exist across parts of the cruise industry today, worldwide, still debated. Without witnesses or clear evidence, investigators considered several possibilities: suicide, accident, or foul play. The reported argument added tension, yet no charges were filed and officials released few details, leaving the public and the family struggling to understand what really happened. During those mysterious early morning hours aboard the ship, for the man's family, the uncertainty is devastating. A disappearance at sea offers no final answers, no funeral certainty, and no clear goodbye. Instead, loved ones live with endless questions, replaying possibilities, while hoping someday new evidence might surface from investigators, witnesses, records, technology, or memories. Hidden somewhere beyond the cases like this are not rare. According to research by cruise industry analyst Dr. Ross Klein, hundreds of passengers and crew members have gone overboard from cruise ships since 2000, turning vacations into tragedies and leaving families searching for explanations long after the ships continue sailing across the world's oceans. Some disappearances remain forever unsolved. Famous cases like Amy Lynn Bradley and George Allen Smith still haunt investigators because evidence vanished with the waves. Each new incident renews debate about safety, transparency, corporate responsibility, and whether cruise companies truly protect passengers when accidents or crimes happen far from land today. The Starbreeze mystery now joins that haunting list. A man boarded a ship for adventure and relaxation, yet somewhere between the islands he disappeared, leaving investigators searching timelines, technology, and testimony for clues that might reveal whether tragedy came from despair, accident, anger, or something darker hidden in silence. Today, the ship continues sailing the same route through French Polynesia, carrying new passengers past emerald islands, bright lagoons, and coral reefs. Yet, somewhere beyond those postcard views, lies the unanswered mystery of a man who stepped into darkness and never returned to the world he left behind that night. The ocean keeps its secrets well. Waves erase footprints, currents scatter evidence, and time slowly fades memories. What happened on that balcony or corridor may remain buried beneath miles of moving water, where silence protects the truth from discovery forever, beyond charts, maps, sonar, searching eyes of investigators today. Still, the questions remain. Did the man slip accidentally in the darkness? Did despair push him over the rail? Or did something far more sinister happen during the reported argument inside the quiet cabin, while the rest of the ship slept peacefully beneath distant stars above the endless Pacific night? Investigators continue reviewing statements and ship records, hoping timelines, surveillance logs, and witness memories might someday align to reveal a clearer story. Yet without physical evidence or a recovered body, the truth remains frustratingly out of reach, drifting like a shadow across the open sea tonight and every night since. For passengers who witnessed the aftermath, the memory remains chilling. What began as a dream voyage through paradise became a haunting reminder that danger can exist even inside the safest appearing places, when isolation, darkness, and human conflict collide far away from help, law, and certainty on the open ocean. And for the family, time moves differently. Every unanswered question becomes another wave of grief, because without certainty there is no chapter, only endless wondering about the last moments, the last words, and the step that led their loved one into darkness beyond the rail that night at open sea. Stories like this force us to confront the fragile line between adventure and vulnerability. A cruise ship may feel like a protected world, yet the ocean surrounding it remains vast, unpredictable, and indifferent to human plans, hopes, celebrations, or arguments that unfold behind cabin doors at night, far from land. Until evidence appears, the disappearance will remain a mystery written across the waves of the Pacific. Investigators may search records, experts may debate theories, but the truth rests somewhere between memory, silence, and the deep blue waters surrounding the remote Marquesas Islands, where the ship passed quietly that January night. And so the question echoes: what truly happened aboard the Starbreeze that night? Was it tragedy, accident, despair, or something darker? Without witnesses, evidence, or answers, the ocean keeps the final story hidden beneath restless waves, where mysteries linger long after ships depart and memories fade into silence. Forever.